Hello and welcome to The Explainer. So, you've got a great idea, right? But how do you turn that spark into a business pitch that actually gets people excited, maybe even gets you funding? Well, that's exactly what we're breaking down today.
So where do you even start? It's tempting to think it's all about having a flashy product or a really cool service. But honestly, the most successful businesses, they don't start there. It all kicks off with finding a real problem. A gap in the market that's just begging for someone to come along and fix it.
And this right here, this is a total mind shift. The goal isn't just to sell something, it's to solve something. Your idea starts to have real value the second it offers a brand new way, or, and this is key, a better way to deal with the frustration people actually have. I mean, think about it. Nobody's going to buy your amazing key if they don't believe there's a locked door, right? So before you even whisper a word about your solution, you've got to get really good at explaining the problem. You need to paint a picture of it that makes your future customers nod and say, yeah, I get that, that's me.
Okay, so to make this idea real, you really need two things, and they're totally different. First, you need a blueprint. This is your nitty-gritty, detailed plan that lays out the what and the how. But then, you need a story. This is the exciting part, the why that grabs people and makes them believe in what you're doing.
All right, let's tackle that first part, the blueprint. Think of this as the skeleton of your entire project. It's the hardcore, written-down report that shows everyone, hey, I've thought this through. This isn't just a dream, it's a viable business. And this structure, it's designed so you don't miss a thing. You start with the basics, an intro, but then you get to the real meat of it in step 4, the 9 essential parts of any business model. This is where you dig into stuff like, what's your value? Who are your customers? How will you make money? Then, in step 5, you make it visual with a business model canvas map so you can see how it all fits together. Pretty neat, right? Now, you might look at this and think, formatting rules. But trust me, this stuff matters a lot. A clean, well-written, and properly cited report, that's not just about following the rules. It screams professionalism. It tells anyone reading it, I'm serious about this and I respect your time. So here's a super simple way to think about it. The blueprint, that's the brain of your pitch. It's all the logic, the details, the proof. The story, that's the heart. It's the creative, engaging part that makes people actually care. And you absolutely need both. You need the brain and the heart working together to make it fly. Okay, so we've got the brain down. Now let's talk about the heart. It's time to move on to that second deliverable, the story. This is where we take all that amazing detail from your blueprint and turn it into a presentation. A story that people won't forget. 10 minutes. That's it. That is literally all the time you get to grab their attention, pitch your big idea, and leave a mark. It's a huge constraint, which means every single second, every word, every slide, it has to be perfect. No fluff, zero filler. And please, remember this. A presentation is not just reading your report out loud. That's a huge mistake. It's more like a performance. It's got to have energy, creativity, and show that you can work as a team. Your number one job here isn't to be detailed, it's to be memorable. All right, so you've built your blueprint, you've crafted your story. Now for the big question. How is this all going to be judged? What are people, investors, partners, whoever, actually looking for? Let's break it down. Check out the weighting here. The detailed written report carries the most weight, so the substance really has to be there. But the presentation is still a massive chunk of the grade. It means you can have the most brilliant idea on paper, but if you can't sell the story, it could all fall flat. So for the report, success really comes down to these 4 things. Structure, is it easy to read and follow? Completeness, did you actually detail all 9 of those business model parts we talked about? Clarity, is it well written? Can a normal person understand it? And teamwork, does it look like you all work together on this? Nail these, and you're showing you're a pro. Now for the presentation, the game changes a bit. The strong content, that's your ticket to entry. That's a given. But now, the visual design is suddenly critical for that first impression. Your energy has to engage the room and keep them hooked. And finally, you have to nail the timing. Finishing in 10 minutes shows you're disciplined and you respect their time. Okay, so now you get it.
You know how to build the blueprint and tell the story. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. This whole process is basically boot camp for the real world of starting a business, where there's this whole ecosystem out there waiting to help new ideas get off the ground. One of the first things you're going to hear about is a business incubator. And honestly, the name is perfect. Just think of it like a greenhouse for a tiny new plant. These places give you a safe, supportive space with all the stuff you need, mentors, resources, maybe even an office to help your little idea grow strong before it has to face the wild. And here's another big one, venture capital. And it's super important to get this right. This is not a loan you have to pay back. Venture capital, or VC firms, they invest in your company. They become your partners. They're basically making a big bet on you and your idea, risking their own money for a piece of the action and hoping for a huge payoff if you make it big. So there you have it. We've gone from spotting a problem to building a solid blueprint to telling a killer story. And this isn't just some classroom assignment, you know? This is the real-world toolkit for taking an idea from your head and making it happen. So I guess the only question left is the one you see right here. You've got the tools now, so what problem are you going to solve?